Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today we are doing a pick a card that I randomly felt like will be a good idea to do, which is how can you center yourself. So this is kind of like along the lines of how can you ground yourself, but I want to keep it very specific to whatever it is that you need. So we're going to get some advice from different oracle cards. We're going to use some tarot to figure out what situation you're currently in, and if you hear some noise outside, is because our fits in the street. And I wanted to get this video out there because it's one of those things that I guess I also need some centering, so I bet someone out there also needs it, and hopefully I could help interpret the cards in such a way that it will be beneficial and helpful to you. But if not, feel free to just let go of this message and do your own thing. So yeah, we have 4 piles right in front of us. You feel welcome to join to watch whichever group you feel called to. You can go to pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't really know what's going to go in each reading. We're just going to jump into each one of them and see how that turns out. So I hope that you're having a nice day, and if not, I hope this cheers you up a little bit. Thank you everyone that has been supporting my channel, and thank you for watching my videos, and I do really hope you have lots of love and healing going your way. Sending you all of that energy, and let's jump into whichever pile you end up choosing. See you there. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your reading. Thank you for joining me today, and let's see how can you center yourself. So the first 3 cards that we have are to help me figure out what are you going through right now. So we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed, the 4 of Cups upright, and the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So right off the bat, I can feel that you're very guarded, and that's probably why you're here. With the 4 of Pentacles reversed, it seems like in the past you had you felt like everything was slipping through your fingers, like everything was just going away. Like if you couldn't hold on to anything, you could have felt like you had no like backup plan, or you had nothing to hold on to, or you had nothing to rely on. So now in the present, you have decided to just kind of ignore all of that has not emotionally satisfied you, or you may not have the before you didn't have the material grounding that you needed, or the material stability that you needed, and currently you're just deciding to detach yourself entirely, or figuring out ways to distract yourself in such a way that you're not able to see the blessings life has to offer to help you ground yourself. Now it seems like we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed for the future, so that kind of shows that if you continue in this energy where you are just ignoring all of the blessings life has to offer, or you're not able to see the positivity and optimism that there is in life, there is a chance that you may find it kind of difficult to work with other people, especially if you're looking to get into this new project or into a new job, or just continue down those areas in life where you will need to collaborate with people, where you will need to work with other people to create something material or a project or something that you've been working on for a while now. So it does feel that if you continue with this energy, you may find it kind of difficult to work with other people, because I'm seeing with this card that you're going to encounter people that are going to kind of trigger you somehow. Trigger you not in a bad way, more as in like if you're not okay, whatever it is that other people do is going to make you feel like you're gonna take it too personal. I feel it's gonna make it kind of it's gonna be kind of like an obstacle for you to work with other people in the future if you continue in this energy of ignoring what good things life has to offer. So that's kind of where you're at. You seem to be in some sort of detachment and negligence of sorts. So now let's see what advice you have as to how you can center yourself. So the spirit animal that we have is the octopus. So it feels like life is trying to encourage you to ground yourself. You may have a lot of energy around you, a lot of emotions going around where you don't really know where to go or what to do or how to organize them, but life is telling you to close your eyes and relax a little bit. The octopus card is encouraging you to take a deep dive and slowly feel everything so you can acknowledge it, recognize it, and give it the time and space everything within you needs to heal. So it feels like you need that time. It feels like that octopus card is just encouraging you to take steps little by little and to just dwell in that energy that you are not enjoying, or you may be neglecting, or you may have come to ignore, if that makes sense. So there's this going down deep through your spiritual, creative, and emotional aspects. Now, the area that you could kind of lean on to help you center yourself is the Earth card. So it could be work. I'll leave it here. It could be work. It could be that life is trying, the area of your life that you can like rely on with this Earth card is Earth is Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. I always say Aries for some reason, but it's Taurus. So it kind of feels like there's only water and earth in your reading so far. So you could have a lot of feminine energy, a lot of nurturing that you have to do for yourself, a lot of love and healing for you and you only. So the area that you may want to focus on could be your work, could be your environment. You could do some gardening if that's something you enjoy, or some cooking if you enjoy that as well. But organizing your environment. So it could be writing down how you feel on a piece of paper so you can organize all of that, or it could be to work in your work or whatever projects you consider work, so like that you can feel like you are establishing some sort of forward movement. The other thing that I'm getting is that you could rely on that on that area of your life where you could start making some goals. So you could start making goals that say like that encourages you to do something, but also goals so you can like measure how much you've improved over time. So I do feel like taking notes will be important if that's what you do. If not, it's okay. It's whatever you find comfortable. So that area of your life, use that as a way to measure that progress and measure something that will help you center yourself. So these are little things that you could do to start settling down and grounding yourself somehow. Because we have Earth, it feels like grounding is going to be very important. So focusing a little bit on the present, focusing on whatever it is that you do have, so you can work on whatever it is that you are aiming for. That's like the things you could focus on right now. Now let's see, the key to help you center yourself, we have Nas, number 19, feel loved and proud. So I do feel that by writing down your accomplishments and writing down how you're improving and growing as an individual, it will definitely help you notice how you're improving. And it's going to help you notice, look, I should be proud of the progress I'm going through. I should be proud of all the hard work I've been putting in my life. So I do feel that with this card, you've been encouraged to not only nurture yourself, nurture your pride, your confidence, your ego, like nurture that. Usually people talk about the ego in a very negative way, but then they say it's not that bad. But I do feel that with the ego, it's just that, that I guess you could say it's like clothes, right? It's the thing that protects us. It's just the acceptable thing in life. It's not necessarily us, but we could use it to reflect and express ourselves. So that's kind of what I feel the ego is, right? It's just what is being acceptable in society, and you can work with it or against it however you want. You shape it and form it whichever form you want, whatever shape you want as well. So I do feel that it's kind of like nurture that side of yourself. Try to give yourself a little bit of confidence by grounding yourself in doing what it is that you already know how to do and whatever it is that you already feel comfortable with, and slowly start breaking out of that shell that you may have put yourself in, because it feels like you have your walls up very, very up high, and all of those force tells me that you're craving stability, you're craving grounding and something that you can rely on. So I do feel that the first thing that you have to work on is, of course, on yourself, because that's the only thing you have control over, which is you and you only. Your environment will be constantly changing. The people around you are also going to be constantly changing. So of course, continue working on yourself, which is very, very important. So yeah, with feel loved and proud, I do feel that that is also encouraging you to accept the love that life is offering you. Again, you've been ignoring the fourth cup that life is giving you, which could bring you a lot of stability. You've decided to just close your eyes and turn a blind eye to all of your troubles and difficulties, and life is telling you, please face them, so like that you are able to see not only the bad that is going on in your life, but also see all of the beauty surrounding you. So one of the things that you can do so the key to help you center yourself does feel that maybe you want to run to a forest and just enjoy nature. You nurture yourself by being surrounded by nature, by trees, breathe in the oxygen that trees have to offer, or look at plants, or listen to the sounds of nature, if that makes sense. Like, just kind of like sit still for a little bit and listen to it, so that you can appreciate what it is around you for what it is, for the beauty that it naturally carries. And that will definitely help you ground yourself a little bit more by staying in that present moment that you're in. I do feel that there's this sense of you needing to get that confidence by accepting the love people have to offer, the love that life has to offer, because the way that the universe gives you love is usually by offering you what it has to offer. That's kind of randomly what I got. So opportunities was the first thing that popped into my head. So it feels like kind of nurturing this wounded bird and helping it grow and heal slowly with time. Of course, this will take time, but take one baby step at a time. So I do feel that documenting your progress will be very important and essential, so that you don't feel like you're going too slow, so you don't feel like you are doing nothing. So you notice the little changes in your attitude and how you're improving and growing. The other card that we have is how is the universe helping you center yourself, and we have endurance, rock. So that's number 20, which adds up to, it's like we had 19 and then 20, so that's kind of funny. So it's like the next step, even though they're like two different decks. So yeah, with the rock and we have endurance. So it does feel that life is helping you by giving you all of these material things you can work with, and it feels like they're giving you all of these earthy energies. So if you want to indulge yourself with food, or with maybe some self-care, or maybe buying yourself a little gift, feel free to do that if that's going to encourage you to center yourself. Maybe you don't have to go over the top. It could be something very simple, and for yourself you can even do some window shopping and just looking, not literally buying windows, I mean like looking at stores and what you want, and maybe write down a list of the things that you want, so you can slowly get all of those things you desire. Or maybe by writing it down, someone else in the universe is going to be like, you know what, I'm going to give group 1 something that they want, something that they desire, and they will subconsciously just give you something that you had written down on your list. Don't force it is going to happen potentially. But yeah, with this rock, I do feel that life is, the way that the universe is helping you is by giving you all of this earthy, grounded energy. So it could feel a little bit heavy for some of you, but seems like a lot of you are leaning more towards that earthy water energy. So it's just kind of natural. It's just the most soothing type of energy. So life is constantly giving you all of this grounded energy, all of this very stable, persistent, and almost stubborn energy of how to center yourself. So maybe you may want to buy some crystals if they help you or you find them pretty. You can work with them if you are interested in that, but of course do what you wish. It feels like life is protecting you in the most nurturing way possible. So I do feel that you may be like in the deep end, just kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm just floating here, and life is like, it's okay. It's like they're giving you a hug as the wind blows blows, is that the word, I guess, as the wind is just dancing around you, or like the leaves are moving and like, celebrating with you. Like, it's those little things in life that the universe is trying to make you see, so you realize this is what I'm giving you, so you can ground yourself, so you can center yourself and be in your own energy again, to just exist, to just be. So they're giving you the willpower to continue. So even if you feel like you've been dragging your feet and things are not working out, that's because they're giving you endurance. So you're being consistently persistent to get better. Now the last card that we have is how, a little bit of advice that Earth has for you to help you center yourself, and we have influence. So one of the things that I got right away when seeing this is the moon. So the phases of the moon could be very important. So many of you could be people that just work with Earth and all of the elements and aspects of Earth. So that means that you may look at different astrological transits and take that into consideration. You may work with stones. You may take some tea as a way to relax yourself, or you may like to go out into nature or work with plants. So all of that is very earthy type of things to do. But with this influence card, I'm also getting that you may be highly affected or influenced by the phases of the moon. So we had like a lunar eclipse not so long ago that could have been very difficult for you, because you may have purged a lot of energy at that moment. We also we will soon have a wait, hold up. Wait, what did we have before? Well, stuff is happening with the moon. As you can tell, I don't really work with the moon, so I don't know what's up. But I hear about it all the time. So maybe with you, it is important. It is something you take into consideration to help you manifest, to help you cleanse, to help you purge energy, or to help you feel loved, or maybe to help you get in touch with your emotions. So you may look at the phases of the moon and use that to work with your energy. It also feels like there's this similar imagery of holding on to birds. So maybe you want to fly free, but before you can do that, you need to nurture yourself and heal yourself. Or maybe you're very sensitive to how other animals feel, so you may want to get in touch with some animals, maybe a pet or something, and just pet them, so that not only do you help yourself to relax, but you could also soothe your animals and your pets. It also feels like with these two birds that there's a sense of innocence and freedom, and also working towards your confidence. But it also feels like in this one, you've been cuddled by nature and helping you just feel complete, and to also feel satisfied and happy. But also with this dove right here, it feels like your heart is wanting to be free and wanting to fly very high to reach your goals. So it definitely feels like there's this sense that the advice Earth is giving you is to be free like a bird, but it also feels like life is giving you this advice of you may want to see how birds enjoy life. You may want to sing to center yourself again. You may want to listen to birds, or you may want to watch birds dance and fly around and walk around. So whatever it is that is kind of resonating with you right now, feel free to take that into consideration and do that to help you center yourself. So yeah. With all of that said, thank you, Pile 1, for joining me in this pick a card reading. I really, really, really hope this was helpful, beneficial. I hope you learned something from it, and if not, I hope at least it was entertaining and fun to watch. I send you all of the love in the world, love and healing from my part to you, and thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one, whatever that is, however that is. Bye, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and thank you for being here. So let's see, where are you at right now, Pile 2? We have Seven of Cups, the Hermit, and Death reverse. So it feels, these cards are for me, so just so I know where you're at or what you're going through. So with the Seven of Cups, it feels like in the past you may have had like a lot of options or a lot of opportunities that you may have held, that may have made you kind of go under the weather, was the words that I got, but may have caused you to feel a little bit overwhelmed because you didn't know what to choose, you didn't know what path to take. There were a lot of opportunities, but at the same time there were none. It seems like it all came shattering down on you, and you were very, very overwhelmed. But now it feels like you are in a period of just enlightenment. You're just on your own right now. You're just trying to figure out yourself. You're just trying to live life one step at a time. It feels like you're taking some time to figure out what you're passionate about and trying to figure out what you are driven and what motivates you and what you want to go forward with. And what, since this is a bear, it feels like you're trying to figure out what problems and challenges you're trying to overcome so you can get rid of those fears. So you're trying to find that light that motivates you to continue forward. That seems to be what you're working on right now. And it feels like if you're continuing down this path, you will have a pretty easy time through this transformation that you're going to go through. Death is a Scorpio card, which symbolizes transformation, changes, and it also symbolizes a rebirth, a death and a rebirth. So it does feel like if you continue down this hermit period, if you go down this mode of trying to figure out yourself and what you want and what you desire, you will slowly be able to ease into this transformation. You're not going to avoid transformation. You're just simply going to make it easier for yourself to go through these changes and become the version that you want to become for yourself. So it feels like you're in a pretty good state right now. You may be in isolation for quite a while now because of that hermit card. It feels like you're just on your own. You're trying to figure things out, but it also feels like there's still something in your past that you've been working, not necessarily against, but you've been working to kind of heal that part of yourself. So let's take out a card to see what spirit animal is working with you to help you center yourself. So we have the frog spirit. So it feels like it's a water card, so you are definitely going through the flow of your emotions. You're just feeling what you have to feel. You're just accepting whatever emotions are going through. You are letting them happen. You are appreciating them. You are working with them. You're feeling them. So that's a good sign. It's good that right now the frog spirit is just helping you go through that water of just healing, right? It feels like you're in a period where it's like you were out of your comfort zone, you did your own thing, and now you're going back to your safe zone, trying to heal yourself, try to recuperate, try to prepare yourself for change again. So it does feel like you're very good at just continuously transforming into these new versions of yourself and becoming this better side of yourself, and you constantly transforming and transforming and transforming. So you could be a Scorpio, you could be a Virgo because of the cards that we have here, but I'm just getting that you could be very good at just constantly transforming and changing into these new versions of yourself, because we have the frog, and that made me think how frogs start as little tadpoles and then they slowly transform into these beautiful frogs that are able to jump between water and land. So a very balanced energy in that sense, water and earth. But all of this water pouring down, it feels like you're allowing all of the inside of yourself to come out into the open, and you're allowing for that energy to slowly embrace you and to slowly transform you, but you're also allowing it to just be what it has to be and what it already is. So you're just allowing for everything to just flow as it should, and that is definitely helping you and benefiting you to center yourself into your own energy. I do feel that if you're kind of neglecting this energy and not allowing it to heal, it's kind of like it's just slowly raining on you, droplet by droplet. You're allowing things to just flow as it should. I do feel that maybe you've been crying a lot lately, and if that's the case, that's fine. Just make sure that you hydrate yourself appropriately, but aside from that, it's okay. Let those emotions just fly through. You have the time for yourself. Allow yourself to just heal with the water that's going through. You may enjoy baths and showers because water could be very healing for you. It could definitely be an energy that sustains you and cleanses you, and you may need that pretty often right now because you're trying to transform. So you're letting go of the old and bringing in the new, and one of the ways that you can bring in the new is by being completely cleansed and satisfied and content. So let's see the other cards that you have. So let's see what area of your life you can rely on to center yourself. We have Jupiter. So constant expansion and constant change could be very beneficial for you. Travel, learning, higher knowledge could be an area that you could rely on to center yourself. So this is the energy of having a lot of ideas and learning new things and constantly researching and changing and transforming and being free. So we have Jupiter. So whatever it is that you feel very lucky in life, continue with that. That will definitely help you center yourself. Also, if you want to learn new things, feel free to continue researching and learning, despite if it's going to be useful or not in your life. Just go ahead. If it's interesting and you're enjoying it, go through with that. It's going to help you center yourself. It also feels that if you connect with spirituality, that could also be very beneficial for you. And let's see what other cards you have. So the key to center yourself, we have Sittin Merak, and we have embrace oneness with the universe. So I do feel that you could benefit a lot from connecting with your spirituality. This video could be very beneficial for you. You could be doing pick a card readings, you could be doing some research in astrology, or doing some research in spirituality, or maybe crystals. All of that could be very beneficial for you, because you're just learning and you are taking that as a skill and ability that could help you transform and continue transforming, because it seems like that's what you're going to do, and that seems to be what you tend to do anyway. So it feels like tip your toe in these new unknown areas of your life. It's like test the waters to see how you enjoy these new skills and this new knowledge, and how you could apply it to yourself. So it's like it's a new world, this new fantasy, this new universe, this new way of seeing life. Feel free to just jump in and see how you feel about it. So let's see, how is the universe helping you center yourself? We have marine life richness. So you may be interested in marine life, you may be interested in water animals, or just allowing to learn about a new world. Digging really deep in a world that it's very hard to navigate because people are not used to it, or digging deep into a world where you are not accustomed to, with knowledge and wisdom that you have never ever encountered in your life. So it feels like this richness is kind of inviting you and helping you learn new things that are difficult, and things that may have been obstacles. Just kind of jump into them and be like, okay, what can I learn from this? Oh, I've never known about this. Let me research more about this or about that. And you seem to be very motivated and passionate about that. So it feels like life is just encouraging you to continue learning, because those skills will be beneficial at one point, even if at the present moment you don't realize what that is. So in this moment of isolation, this moment that you've been on your own, life is just encouraging you to continue doing your own thing. Life is encouraging you to expand your mind, to be more open-minded by just exploring other worlds. It could be space, it could be the marine life, it could be just other cultures, or it could be spirituality. It could be all areas of life that you may not be too experienced with or very knowledgeable about. Just jump into those, slowly learn a little bit more, and embrace how all of that is connected within yourself, and it's connected with other people, and how we're all one and we're all different, but we're all working together to be a whole, and all of that. So kind of embrace all of that. It feels that this knowledge of little pieces coming together is very important to you, and how ecosystems and society and how the world works is also something very interesting for you. And the last card that we have is going to be the advice Earth has for you to center yourself. And we have reaction. So pay very close attention to how you react to this new knowledge that you're tapping into, because that will definitely help you with your growth and your transformation. But not only that, it will also be very interesting for you to figure out how you feel and what effect that has with you, and it's going to make you feel very excited to know the benefits that it could have, and also the importance that it carries in your life. When you have a very strong reaction to a couple of things, it could mean that there is a little bit more you can dig into those things, because it has a very important or essential message for you, or that itself is something that you are interested in. The other thing that I'm getting with this reaction card is that you may feel this warmth in your heart once in a while, and that is a sign that you are on the right path. I don't know who needs to hear that, but that's one of the messages that came through. And with this reaction card, we're getting all of these flowers, how they're blossoming. So you may want to learn a little bit about how flowers work and the meaning of them and the colors of them. And maybe you may be interested in just searching up how different flowers survive in their environment and how that works for them. I'm also getting this, like, you may enjoy jewelry, or you may like making bracelets or necklaces, and that could be something that you could do as you're just pondering about the new knowledge that you're getting, and that could help you center yourself. It feels like you are the type of people that just needs time off from your life once in a while, and you just need to be in your safe zone, in your safe space, and just embrace the energy that you have for yourself. And it also feels like you're the type of person that once in a while just kind of needs to disconnect from life. And if you learned all of this knowledge, you could maintain yourself pretty busy with your mind. I do feel that you do enjoy thinking, you do enjoy learning new things, and it feels like communication and knowledge is also very, very important for you. So feel free to just tap into that energy and learn and expand your horizons within your mind, or learn and expand your horizons in your physical world. But I do feel that knowledge is what you're aiming for the most. I do feel that you do enjoy all of the paths that life had offered to you at once, but you couldn't really pick one path specifically, and there's necessarily nothing wrong with that. I don't think that you were the type that were like, is this the right path or is it the wrong path? I feel that for most of you it was, I want to explore all of them, so it kind of saddens you that you had to pick one. So it's all those things that it's like, just fill yourself with a lot of knowledge and information, and you will slowly and eventually figure out the path that is meant for you. You may end up as a researcher, or you may end up teaching other people because of how much you enjoy to learn and how much you enjoy just to have all of that. And that could be a space in an area of your life where you will always feel centered, just constantly learning, constantly changing, and adapting to your new environment and to your new knowledge. So I do feel that that is all of the advice that life has offered you to benefit you and help you. I also feel that crying could be very beneficial for you, and I don't really know how that works, but it could be like a cleansing from the inside out, a cleansing from your soul to help you in your physical realm. So that's a bit of advice that just came through with there. And it also feels that underwater is something that you really, really like. So maybe listening to rain, or listening to thunder, or listening to water, or maybe covering your ears once in a while is going to help you feel like if you were underwater. And that is something that can give you comfort and safety and make you feel centered. So yeah, Pile 2, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope it was beneficial, and if not, I hope that it was at least fun and entertaining. I really enjoy reading for you. It feels like you guys are actually pretty centered, and this is just confirmation, confirmation, and confirmation, and if not, maybe a little bit of advice here and there. So yeah, Pile 2, thank you so much for coming to my reading. Thank you so much for watching my video, and see you on the next one, however that is, whenever that is, and a lot of love and healing from my part to you. See you on that next one. Bye, Pile 2. Hello, Pile 3. Thank you for coming to my reading, or to your reading? To our reading. Let's see how you can center yourself. The first 3 cards that I'm going to take out are for myself to figure out what situation you're in. I hope you're having a nice day, night, or evening. I don't know where I got them from. But we have the King of Swords, the Chariot reverse, and Temperance. So you're definitely going through some big changes, or right now centering yourself is very, very important. So with this King of Swords, it feels like in the past you had potentially the need to be in that energy, or like you had reached that energy of being stable, grounded, but more in like your self-expression. Like you knew how to speak, you knew how to talk, you knew how to express your ideas, your thoughts, and yourself. You knew how to be in balance, you knew how to solve issues pretty quickly, you knew how to tell people this is right, this is wrong, you knew how to keep harmony in your environment, or you had someone that knew how to do that. So it feels like in the past you were this very healthy King of Swords, being very mature, being very knowledgeable, and being a very great communicator. You were able to easily speak up. You had your thoughts all organized in a way where you could process them and analyze them in a very lightweight type of thing. You seem to always be about having to be equals, about having fairness in your life, and again, harmony. So it does feel like in the past you had a lot of that, or you were in that energy already. But in the present, you have the Chariot. So, okay, it feels like at one point you were like, okay, I know who I am, and I'm doing great in that. I know how to speak up, I know how to talk, I know how to communicate, I know how to express myself very clearly, very loud and clear, right? So it feels like you reached that point where you were pretty good with yourself, you were in a very good position for yourself. However, at the present moment, you don't really know what to do with that, or you may be struggling between what direction to take. So you may be a little bit too still. So the Chariot always talks about having almost like two paths or two different directions, which could be opposing, not necessarily. So it feels like you are at crossroads right now, because we have a Chariot reverse. So we have Libra, Cancer, and then Sagittarius energy with that Temperance. So it feels like right now you don't really know where to go, you don't really know what direction to take. So as a true Libra energy, you are indecisive. So I'm saying that with all the love in the world, okay? So it feels like you've reached this point where you know who you are, you kind of know what you want, but now you are currently in a position where you're like, I don't know what path to take, what direction to take, or what area or where to look, because you're looking at the like all of the faces of this dice, right? You're like, okay, I have 6 different faces to look at, because I said dice, so that implies at least 2. So it's like, okay, should I look at this face or this other one? Should I weigh my odds? Is this good? Is this bad? Do I want it? Do I not want it? So there's a lot of duality within yourself right now. You're currently just measuring everything, looking at everything, and you could even be potentially overthinking stuff. So I don't necessarily think it's bad. I just feel like you're just at a place where you're struggling to center yourself, because you're looking everywhere without really going anywhere. So you are probably like, I'm looking outside, I'm looking everywhere. So you are struggling to center all of that knowledge and energy that you've been putting out there. So how could this affect you in the future? Well, we have Temperance reverse. So you could have in the future some issues with patience. You may lose your patience. You will be like, okay, I'm looking at this, I'm looking from upside down, I'm looking at upside right, I'm looking at from behind, I'm looking from the front, I'm looking everywhere, I'm looking through all sides of this, all phases and stages of this, and I still don't know what to do. So you may start losing your patience, you may start losing your cool, you may actually get a little bit jittery and like not necessarily disappointed, but something along those lines. I guess impatience is still the best thing, that you can't really just take action, that you have to overthink everything. But I do feel that this reading will be definitely very beneficial to help you just center yourself again, or at least get yourself out of that stagnation that you may be feeling. I just realized the moonstone was tipped over. So maybe you may feel like that sometimes. You may feel like you are all over the place and you don't know what to do. So group 3, let's check the advice that the oracle has to help you center yourself. So the spirit animal that's come forward to help you is a fire element, which is a cheetah. So it's kind of telling you that instead of overthinking something so much, just start taking action, right? Have the fluidity of air signs to just adjust as you go. You know, if there's something that you don't like, okay, change it. Kind of like follow your first instinct, right? Your natural instinct. Just start moving forward, start taking action, and adjust accordingly. So if there's something that you don't like, change it. If there's something that is, continue with that. Talk to the people if you don't know what to do. If there's something that you are kind of like lacking some knowledge about, instead of being scared and holding yourself back, feel free to ask other people for advice, or you don't have to take their advice as law, as in like that's what I have to do. Use it to be like, okay, how do I react when they tell me this advice? Do I feel like, yeah, that's a good idea? Or do I feel like, what are they saying to me? Nah. So, you know, keep that in mind. The way that you react to the advice people give you is going to be essential information for you to figure out if it's the right thing for you to do, or if it's not the right thing for you to do, or if you want it or if you don't want it. And then continue with measuring the odds of it. Okay, I do not want it, but it will be very beneficial to me because it will help me get to that other goal that I want. This other thing is something that I do want, but I don't see much future to it. Feel free to just take whichever path you feel the most comfortable with, but also do not be afraid to take risk. Be a risk taker in the sense of, if there's no damage that could be done, just go for it. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. Just don't make them twice, because then that is a mistake. The first time you make a quote unquote mistake, it's a learning experience. There's nothing wrong as long as nobody got hurt, as long as everyone is learning and improving, as long as you amend your mistakes in a way, then it's just a learning experience. But if you make the same thing over and over and over, then yeah, it will be like a mistake, and like that's just starting a cycle. So let's see what area of your life you can rely on to center yourself. And I kind of want to laugh. We have fire, so so far we've been having a lot of elements in a way to help you center yourself, like what area of your life you can rely on. And on this one we have fire, so that's Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So there's a lot of orange, reds, and yellows. So follow, stay optimistic, follow the creative path that you want to take, and the creation path that you want to take. Feel free to follow what you're motivated in, what you're passionate in. Feel free to do what it is that grounds you once in a while. So if once in a while you need a break, take that break. And if once in a while you just need to do something very quickly out of nowhere, feel free to do that too. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone around you, then feel free to do whatever it is that you want and whatever it is that you desire. That orange color that we see here is all about the sacral chakra, which is what motivates you and what you're passionate about and what makes you very happy in that sense. So it really feels like the best way to center yourself is just taking those baby steps. You don't have to go full on in and be like, life just take me. You can like dip your toe little by little and get action done by just working little by little. So it almost feels like just take movement once in a while and be adaptable. So if something is not, and adjust as you feel fit. So if something doesn't jab well for you, get rid of it. Let it go. It's fine. You don't have to keep it. If there's something that you really enjoy, go ahead. Continue taking it in. There's nothing wrong with changing and adapting frequently. Now the card that we have is the key for you to feel centered, and we have 26, protection, set personal boundaries. So okay, now I think that the personal boundaries doesn't really, it could be like, if there's people that are getting into your space, feel free to tell them off. Feel free to just be like, get out of my face, let me do what I want to do. This is not your life, it's mine. So it could be something along those lines, but it also feels like this is the energy of having to set boundaries for yourself. So if you are overthinking things to an extent where you can't take action, set a boundary where it's like, okay, I'm going to stop overthinking this and I'm just going to take action and see where life takes me, right? Almost like you're taking that leap of faith. You're the fool in the Major Arcana. Take the leap of faith. Trust that life has your back. Trust that life is gonna catch you when you're falling. Trust that you're doing as you should, which is what you want to do. So it also feels like you may feel like you have to protect yourself constantly, which you do, but you don't have to do it to the extent where you're not doing anything anymore. You can do it from like the extent of like, if you see red flags, pay attention to them. That's a way of protection. Not ignoring that is a way of protecting yourself. Sometimes you will see some people or some environments that you're like, okay, I kind of have to do this to get to where I have to go, but I'm not enjoying this. So you can have them at arm's length. You could be like, okay, you are not going to pass this line. I'm not going to allow you to do this to me. Whatever it is that you say no, whatever it is that you say you're not crossing this line, feel free to always embrace always improve, always pay attention, always upgrade. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's basically feel free to always be aware of what those boundaries are, not only for yourself, but also for the people around you and for the environments around you. So let's see, how is the universe helping you center yourself? We have protection cave. So I do feel that life is protecting you. So I guess those boundaries could mean just for yourself, like you know your limitations, you know where you're being reckless and where you're actually taking action and being proactive being proactive and being a risk taker, but not reckless, not dumb, not like out of the blue to just hurt yourself. You know what those boundaries are. You know where, when you're pushing it to the point that you're like, okay, I am hurting myself by being in an environment I don't like, or I know I'm hurting myself by pushing myself to the point where I'm like almost dragging myself out of this place that I'm in. So feel free to take things at your own pace, but I do feel that the quicker you do will probably be the best for you, because it feels like that's just kind of how you work. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine. If you feel you're going slow, take it slow. It's perfectly fine. Go at the speed that you feel fits you. I just feel that maybe for me this will be a little bit too quickly, but that's because that's my ascendant. I kind of have to just take the initiative, get it done, and then look back and be like, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, then I have many other placements that are like, no, we have to take our time, we have to be slow. But anyway, this is not about me, this is about you. So this protection card is kind of telling me that life is protecting you and making sure that you can't take those leaps of faith without having to worry about anything else. As long as you're taking care of yourself, life will be there to protect you, because it feels that sometimes life will be there to like help you out, making sure you find the right people, making sure that you do listen to that intuitive side of yourself. Like they're gonna warn you, like if there's a red flag somewhere, they're going to be there and tell you, you know, this is a red flag. And if you continue working on yourself, you will be able to actually listen when that message comes through, when that message of be careful comes through, where that caution and warning comes through. You will be able to listen to it if you're in a good space. So life is encouraging you to continue being in that good space and not having too much in your head to the point that there won't be room for life to tell you, oh, you know, this is a good step to take forward, this is not a good one, and all of that. So let's see the last card that we have, which is what's Earth's advice to help you center yourself. So we have shift. So it does feel that life is really encouraging you that the best way to center yourself is to start moving, create some sort of movement. When I saw the cheetah at first, I was like, exercise, hey, maybe exercising is gonna help you, but I don't know, maybe it could help you so that you could clear yourself from some ideas that are kind of overstaying their welcome in your head, or something along those lines. So maybe running could be helpful, walking around, exercising, some sort of actual physical movement could help liberate a little bit of the baggage and centered energy you have in your brain. And by centered, I mean like concentrate it, right? To desaturate it and let it be free kind of thing. So it does feel that the earth is kind of like, I'm hoping that you shift your energy by just moving, getting things done. Kind of like when you had a checklist and you're slowly being like, oh, I finished this, and you're slowly making that list shorter and shorter and shorter, because you're doing things one step at a time. So shift is definitely important. I do feel that loving yourself and taking care of yourself, hugging yourself, nurturing yourself, because I feel right here like hugs and like nurture and like loving yourself could be very beneficial. So definitely following what you want to do. Again, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, you should be perfectly fine. So yeah, how can you center yourself? Do what you want to do. Start taking those baby steps or those leaps of faith. Trust. Definitely trust in your intuitive side, your gut instinct. Definitely trust it. So with that all said, pile 3, I hope you learned something from this. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So if there's something that you're like, I don't know what she's saying, you know, that's a red flag, then feel free to let that go. But if there's something that I'm saying that you're like, yes, that's it, I'm going to do that, then feel free to take it and do as you wish. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this, or if not, I hope this was entertaining and fun. It was definitely fun for me to read for you, and I'm very grateful that you watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you love this reading. So yeah, pile 3, thank you so much for letting me read for you. Love and healing from my part to you. See you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is, and bye. Hello pile 4, welcome to your reading. Thank you for watching this video. Let's jump in. I hope you're doing well. The first 3 cards that I'm going to take out will be for me to figure out where are you currently and how things are going for you. We have the 8 of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Pentacles upright, and the 6 of Pentacles reversed. So are you thinking of work potentially? Is this about a job? Is this about work, career, project potentially, or some material need of centeredness and stability? Are you potentially an earth sign, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus? What is going on? I'm just kind of like that because there's like 3 pentacles. Anyway, so in the past, you may have had some issues with work. You may have had some issues with having to get your job done, or having to learn new things, or teach to other people, or something along those lines. So you may have been working so much that you have overworked yourself, because it's the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is usually a card where you are getting your work done, you are working and working and working, right? You are constantly getting things done to achieve a goal or something, but it's reversed. So that tells me that one of 2 things: you could have been lazy, you could have procrastinated, or you could have neglected your work somehow because of something you've been afraid of potentially, or maybe you had so many things to do at once that you just couldn't handle it anymore. It was too much baggage, too much work, and you took a step back. So it could be something like that, or there's something that just failed somehow, like something just wasn't working with what you were working on. But in the present moment, you have the Ace of Pentacles, so that tells me that right now you are in a place where you're actually starting something new. So this could mean that maybe, if we're taking this in a little bit more 3D type of way, maybe you had a job or a project that wasn't working for you because it was not what you wanted, it was not satisfying, or it wasn't giving you what you needed in return, and because of that you decided to leave that and start something new. Or you are working towards this new project, this new long-lasting, fill in the blank. It could be a long-lasting relationship, it could be long-lasting love for yourself, it could be long-lasting project, or long-lasting career, work, or whatever it is that gives you stability or you're aiming for to stabilize in your life. So it feels like right now you're working on creating this new idea, being fertile and abundant in whatever project it is that you're working on. Yeah, some of you may be wanting to have kids, I'm not too sure, but yeah, we have this yellow flowers, so confidence, optimism, and creativity, with a little bit of green, which tells me that it's all from your heart space. So you're working currently towards a project that's going to be satisfying you because it's coming from your heart. Now we have the 6 of Pentacles reversed in the future, so that tells me that there is something that you have to work on right now so you don't reach the previous point again in the future, because you're trying to do some changes so like that you could you can be a lot more stable and you can work towards something stable. But it feels like in the future you may have some difficulties having an equal give and take within your project. So it's kind of like a warning, but nothing too bad. It feels like, yeah, it's good that you're starting this new project, but if you don't actually work through whatever didn't work in the past, you're going to repeat that in the future because you're carrying that baggage. So you will have to learn that lesson, or else your life is going to bring you another shape, form, or thing to teach you that lesson that you did not learn before if you didn't learn it. But if you did, then you will be able to have an equal give and take, abundance, fortune, and gifts. Now let's see what spirit animal is here to help you center yourself. So we have air element, so you could be air sign as well, or maybe you need a little bit of air, which is the opposite of earth. So there's Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. We have the nightingale, so you may have a beautiful voice, or hearing people listen. What? hearing people saying or listening to people saying could be something that you will enjoy or that could help you center yourself. It could also be if you're listening to podcasts or radio shows or variety shows, listening to beautiful voices or things that you enjoy or things that you like or things that you find fun and entertaining, that could help you center yourself, because it feels like life will send you messages through words. It could be written, it could be visual words, or I guess, yeah. So you could hear it or you could read it. That's kind of what I am aiming for. So yeah, and there's blue, so it feels like definitely with the throat chakra. So there's this sense of having to be honest with yourself and also having to be very aware of what you're saying to others. That could be a sign that life is kind of telling you, like this nightingale is telling you, pay attention to that. When you hear something beautiful, pay attention to it, because it could guide you and help you figure out what you want. But also when you hear something that triggers you, pay attention to that. It also feels that maybe you can cleanse your energy by singing, or the songs that you like could be messages that you're getting. Like life is like, this song that you like is a message about you. Or randomly when you are shuffling, okay, I'm a pick a card reader, so when I thought of shuffling I was like shuffling cards, but when you put your playlist in shuffle you may get a message randomly, like a song starts playing and you're like, whoa, it feels like my spirit guides were talking to me. Keep that in mind. That's a way that life is connecting with you. But let's see what area of your life you can lean on or rely on to help you center yourself. So we have water. So all, well, except for one pile, but pretty much all of these groups picked had like a card that was an element. So now we have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So you could rely on people that have those signs, or you can rely on someone that you feel emotionally secure with, or someone that you feel is vulnerable enough to understand where you're coming from. You are very earthy, so it makes sense that a water sign could be what you will feel comfortable with, that you will feel understood, comprehended, and supported by. So you may want to rely on people that you can feel comfortable with. You could also be talking to people that you feel emotionally connected with, and of course safe and protected by. So feel free to rely on those people to figure out what it is that you want, and also to figure out what it is that you have to work with. I feel that, again, what people tell you will be messages. So when you talk to these people, sometimes they'll say things that you're like, oh, okay, that's a message. So let's see. The key to help you center yourself is 25 phenomenon. Be still and listen to the spirits. So it definitely feels that if you're just, you know what song I just randomly got? I got You Kiss Standing Still. I'm burning down and you keep on standing still. Okay, I don't know, the rest is in Korean. I don't know. So it kind of feels like you may have to move the veil over your head and see that other side. You know what other song I just randomly got? I have friends on the other. I don't know how that song goes, but I have friends on the other side. I think that's part of the lyrics. It's a Disney song. I just thought that was funny because I was like, I'm getting so many songs out of nowhere. So that makes sense, right? If I told you to listen to music, that could be the reason as to why I randomly got those songs. So I can't really tell you what those songs are about because I have no clue. They just randomly popped up. So it could resonate for some of you, but I'm almost 100% sure that it's not going to resonate. Oh, I got another song. It's not going to resonate for everyone. You know that NCT song that is like, we're going to resonate. Okay, let me stop. Let me just concentrate on your reading. I'm having lots of fun. Maybe you are my people that do listen to K-pop. A lot of people that pick pile 4, maybe you do listen to K-pop. If you check my channel, of course you know I do. Anyway, so it does feel that if you listen to getting serious again, if you kind of sit still for a little bit, you'll be able to, within the silence, get a lot of information. It feels like out of nowhere, you're going to hear messages or feel things and understand things out of nowhere in such a way that that's just your spirit guides being like, here are the messages, message delivery, this is how we can help you, this is what you need, this is what you're missing, this is, you're randomly just going to get answers to your questions. I do feel that this could be of those things where you could do automatic writing, where you have a piece of paper, you write whatever question or word which will symbolize a topic that you're asking about. You kind of sit still for a little bit and then you start writing. You kind of make a web almost, right? It's kind of like you may write in the center money, right? And then you start making like connections in like words or things, or you may start getting messages or like a vision in relation to the word that you wrote down, right? Which could help you figure out why you're not getting money, or figure out how you can get money, or figure out different possibilities or forms of money, or your relationship with money, if that makes sense, based on the example I gave. Now, there's a lot of white flowers, so I do feel that purity is important. I feel that you do have a lot of feminine energy, so you could rely on whoever you look up to feminine energy wise. So it could be a mother, it could be female friends, or as much as it could be anyone that you feel nurtured and taken care by, actually. So let's see. Okay, the next card that we have is, how is the universe helping you center yourself? So we have creation, water. I almost say Walter. Are any of you named Walter? I always wanted to say Walter for some reason. So Walter's helping you out there apparently. No, I'm kidding. So we have all of this white dove, so a lot of innocence and purity and flying free. And I randomly got another song, but I'm gonna keep that one to myself. No, I got Tori no Yuta, which is the opening of Air, an anime. The other thing that I got is, why does the cage bird sing? I don't really remember that poem, but yeah, that could be meaningful for you, because right now it's not ringing a bell as to what it means or what it signifies, but it will be important to someone. I don't know who. For me, it didn't ring a bell, so for you it might. And if it doesn't, it's fine. You can let that message just slip by like butter. So yeah, water could be very healing. All right, I wanted to mention that I kind of felt like there were bubbles here, so you may want to take a bubble bath to center yourself and be in that silence that you need to connect with spirit. Or you could do what I said of like writing things down, or you can listen to music and feel what messages filter through to help you center yourself. So it feels like there's a lot of like white hair, so maybe you are a wise old lady. I'm kidding. Or maybe you could have a very close relationship with your grandparents that could help you and benefit you with centering yourself. Like they could carry the wisdom that you need for the project that you're working on, or the long-lasting whatever fill in the blank thing that you want. Now, the last card that we have is advice from Earth to help you center yourself. And we have patterns. So I do feel that with you do have to pay attention to what you constantly see, the signs, the synchronicities. It could be through numbers, it could be through words, it could be through symbols. Whatever patterns you usually see are signs from the universe and from your spirit guides to help you and guide you through this project that you're working on. So I do feel that life is definitely helping you creating this new project and making this project happen. They're helping you center yourself to make whatever goal you have in mind happen. You know what I started craving out of nowhere? Unos tamales. I don't know where I just started craving food. Bro. You know what? You guys kind of feel like home. I don't know why. You guys feel like home. I don't know, maybe one of my family members, if they watch this video, they'll pick this one, and I'll be like, that's why you feel like home, because you're family. Now I'm taking that a little bit more literally, like family blood, rather than just whatever I will consider family, right? It could be anyone. So yeah, hey, how's it going, everyone out there? I do feel very chill, very relaxed, and very like this like open. So I do feel that this sense of homeliness and safety and comfort is something that will help you center yourself. So the people that you love, feeling at home, feeling satisfied, emotionally safe, and being able to sing, and a lot of animals that are what I would consider open and vulnerable are, I don't know, I just people, it feels like your pack, your crew, your family, whoever you feel comfortable with are people that will help you center yourself. Kind of remind you the things that you forgot about, or kind of mirror what it is that you need to see for yourself, or give you the messages that you also need to hear for yourself. So it feels that the way that you can center yourself is through music, through writing, speaking, listening. Listening is a big one, and of course paying attention to those patterns of what people say, what you hear, what you feel, and of course, follow your instincts and your intuition. So yeah, with all of that said, it was a pleasure to read for you Pile 4. I felt very at home. I felt very open. Maybe I'm just losing it, and that's why I started singing songs out of nowhere. You heard me sing a whole line out there, and I am not a singer, so no judgy people out there, okay? I'm not a singer. I'm a tarot reader. I do this for fun. And yeah, I just wanted to give you lots of love, lots of healing from my part, and I hope you learned something from this. And if not, feel free to let go of the messages that didn't make sense and claim the ones that you do feel connected with. And if you didn't learn nothing, I hope this was at least fun and entertaining. Remember, this is all in good fun. Don't take it too seriously. Have lots of fun out there. And what else do I say? Right. Thank you for watching Pile 4. Love and healing from my part to you. See you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. And thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure to read for you. Bye.